Lois is hot on Clark's trail to get him to reveal what he's been hiding, but does he confess his secret, or does she have to force him to tell her? What's up, Nerdgenic Nation? Superhero Nerd Aaron Wall here, and today I wanted to talk about what may be my favorite animated show right now, My Adventures with Superman, and it's episode 5, titled You Will Believe a Man Can Lie. This episode sees Clark continue his search for who is distributing weapons in Metropolis, while Lois attempts to get Clark to confess that he's Superman. And meanwhile, Jimmy's trying to get both of them on the same page to go Sasquatch hunting with him. And while last week felt like a bit of a miss on initial watch, it actually wasn't that bad after I went back and watched it. This week, however, nicely capitalized on a lot of what was set up last week, circles back to things we first saw in the first 2 episodes, and then caps off by setting up next week's villain of the week. So it's really the trifecta. The Lois and Clark angle I think is developing nicely, though I was kinda surprised at how Lois said she wouldn't do that to Clark when he was defending his secret identity, and saying that how she was essentially going to expose Superman and his secrets. Which, first of all, fair reason for that, as Lois does have a history of doing such things, and the fact that she seemed to back down somewhat easily definitely shows that she clearly likes Clark and doesn't just see him as a friend. Though she does end up saying that whatever they did have, if anything, is likely done now, but we can all guess that isn't true. But I do think that the Lois line about a secret just being another kind of lie will definitely stick out in a lot of people's minds. Something though that I did like was that there seems to be a much bigger story involving the tech around the city, and it belonging to Slade Wilson, Amanda Waller, and the unknown character who we currently only know as the General. Which I did a little bit of digging on, and I could come up with 2 characters. And one possibility is Sam Lane, also Lois's father, and who we've also seen in the Superman and Lois live-action TV show. But there's also another DC character by the name of Wade Eiling, who does go by the General at times. So I really have no idea who it could be, but those are my best guesses as of now, is one of these 2. Regardless though, they seem to have some kind of connection to Superman and blame him for something. And based on the vision that Superman is having when touching the tech, which by the way, that is a very weird power or connection that he seems to have, and to my knowledge he's never really had before. But it seems like it has to do with a meteor shower of some kind, perhaps even the one that Superman first arrived with, and the General somehow got hurt or affected in some way by the shower. Of course, I don't really know, and this is all just speculation, but that's what I got so far. But next week should be pretty interesting, and what I think might have been Gorilla Grodd who Jimmy stumbled upon while Sasquatching. And I know that he's more of a Flash villain, but I think that it would build out the world a bit more and imply other cities and superheroes in this universe without really bringing any of them in. And because the soups is out of the bag with Lois, I'm hoping that next week will be a bit more heavy on Superman scenes, as they've largely balanced them, or at least given most of the time to Clark and just the action stuff to Superman. But as for this week, I don't think I really have anything negative to say about this episode, other than it was only 20 or something minutes, which is just about every episode. But I would happily let this show run as long as the story needs and continues to develop, and honestly this show just continues to impress me week by week. Even if it's nothing groundbreaking in its formula or anything, it's just a genuinely positive interpretation of a character, and though he goes through the motions on occasion with certain things, it certainly never feels overly heavy. It's just the kind of show that you can just sit down and escape to, and I'll be very sad when this season ends and we have to wait for what will probably at least be a year until the 2nd season. But anyway, those are my thoughts on episode 5 of My Adventures with Superman, and I want to hear from you in the Nerdgenic community. Do you feel like this show is balancing Clark and Superman nicely? Are you hoping for more DC connections? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos, as well as my thoughts on the next episode of My Adventures with Superman. And also be sure to give us a follow across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic. That way you don't miss out on any special news, announcements, or articles at nerdgenic.com. But in the meantime, if you want even more video content from us, check out my thoughts on the previous episode of My Adventures with Superman right over here, or for more DC content, check out this playlist right over here. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, we really do appreciate it. We hope to see you in the next video.